And we are back. So, last we left off, the Fellowship has found themselves in a bit of a predicament, as it appears that the cult of the Yellow Fang has finally reared its ugly head and has assailed Sealburg while they believed the heroes were busy elsewhere. Unbeknownst to them, they were sent back by Teclis, apparently through space-time, and ended up in the exact same moment that they left, able to get here as fate ordained, just in time to attempt to save the city. And, apparently, the ascension of a Vermin Lord, as the cult has brought to fruition through the sacrifice of its leader amongst many, many of its followers. Enough decay and death has transpired to open up a coalescing mass as a 15-foot tall rat, thin but muscular, strangely looking, a tattered remnant of like a loincloth draped about its person. He's holding looks like a giant scythe, a single scythe in his hands. It's gargantuan weapon, huge, almost as tall as himself. He's two-handing it as he floats downwards, his tail kind of lolling about behind him, his eyes red and glowing. There is an aura emanating off of this creature of insanity and malice and hunger, as it begins to descend down towards the platform. We're still going to stay in our current initiative order, which means that Seamus McCready, it is your turn.
Well, seeing the situation unfold, I will pull out the Thunderer, old trusty. It's got one of those blue bullets in it, and I'm going to fire away.
Oh, yes. Yes, it does.
So did I lose all my momentum when that dagger hit me?
You lose one momentum for each hit.
So I left, some left, and then I got rid of all my poison.
You had 3. So actually, do you have any resolve left?
I have 1 left. I don't know if like pulling it out.
No, you still have to remove the poison.
Okay, I have 1 resolve left.
Okay, so essentially, I'm assuming you want to use that resolve to negate one of the poison conditions.
Yeah.
So you're down to 2 poison conditions at this point, okay. Seamus.
Which is a -20.
You're at a -20. So this is your choice, Seamus. So you're going to take 2 wounds from being poisoned. You can either attempt a heal check to try to finish out the rest of the poison, or hold on one second. Do you have any kits like anti-poison stuff?
No.
You don't? You don't have anything?
No.
Let me make sure. It might actually be a endurance test. No, it's a heal test. Okay. Yeah, so you need to make a heal test if you'd like to remove the rest, or you can make a shot. This is going to be your decision to make.
Fuck it, we'll make the shot.
Take a shot. You have a -20 for the poison conditions.
It is a 41 out of 67.
41 out of 67. How much damage is that?
60. That's going to be 10 plus 12 plus 1, 13.
13 wounds.
With a blue bullet.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. So that's going to be... All right. As you... Boom! This is with a Thunderer?
Yes.
Why is it
I haven't
so
shot
low?
it yet. Because I rolled a 41, and then the -20 took it from a 87 to a 67.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, it doesn't do as much damage as you would have hoped. You do hit him, and hit it, really. It's a him. Hit him in his right arm. Right where he's kind of holding the scythe, you open up a wound, and he kind of flinches. It's like a deep, throaty growl as he kind of, and then his teeth clench together, his large incisors jutting over the top. You dare! Would you like to do anything else, Seamus?
No, I was just trying to get his attention, so I think it worked.
I would say so as well. That is the end of your turn, Seamus. Let me roll for him. Okay. Marius Wolf, it is your turn. Do you have any resolve, Marius?
I do have a single resolve.
Okay, so I'm assuming you want to remove the second poison condition.
Yes.
All right, so you're going to take 2 wounds.
Okay. I am going to... Is Priscilla free?
She's still somewhat tethered. Now, are you still standing after the two wounds?
I am barely standing.
Okay.
Not for much longer.
All right. I will say this, Marius.
Yeah.
Your body will not heal while you are poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
So just letting you know.
Yeah, I know. Can I do a heal check in my wolf form?
I'll make it different.
Okay.
Let's call it an endurance test.
Okay.
Because due to the kind of different physiology you have right now.
Okay. So a -1. Am I a -10?
It'll be at -20 because you have 2 poison conditions still.
Okay. I thought I only had 2 with the 2 daggers. Or how many poison conditions?
You should have had 4 total.
4. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I rolled a 13 out of -20, 15 or 50. 13 out of 50.
Okay, yeah. So you able to kind of your body you kind of flex, and the poison, the wound almost closes completely. You actually see, well, you can feel the poison beginning to mat the fur around the wound, and you are no longer poisoned. But you do have 1 point of exhaustion. So
okay.
There is that. And then at the end of the round, you will be able to heal.
Okay.
That is your action, though.
Can I at least move over, like
yeah,
Priscilla
you can move
and
over.
Theodore?
Yeah, you kind of make your way, lumber your way up there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that will bring us to little Theodore. It is your turn.
She still has 1 leg bound.
Yes, she has a single leg still bound.
I'm going to use my action to set her free.
Okay. You go ahead and give me a roll at +20.
Let's see. Shit, I failed it. I got a 47 out of 45.
Unfortunately, Theodore, your hands are shaking. This creature is descending, and and you're struggling to cut the final bound. She's hurry, Theodore, hurry!
I'm trying. I'm trying.
And you're just on top of her, still bleeding. All right. That brings us to the Vermin Lord's turn, who is going to finally hit the ground. Boom! The ground rocks. The cultists begin to flee to the far corners, all of them. Seamus, you see as the creature looks around. Yes. Scared. Flee from me. And he begins to just scythe out into the crowd, cleaving through everyone to his left and right. And as he takes a few steps forwards, He looks over at you, Seamus. You dared die. I need you to give me a dodge test, Seamus.
All right. It's a 23, and I'm at a minus 20.
You're a minus 20.
So I failed a 23 out of 22.
Seamus. Let me make sure here. You're going to take 20 wounds.
Right.
As this rips through your chest. Are you still conscious?
I have a fate point.
Okay, would you like to use it?
Yeah, because this is going to put me like -10.
Okay. It slides by you somehow. Fortunately, he used his other 2 attacks to cleave through the nearby citizens, so he doesn't get to try to kill you anymore. But he's about 15 feet away from you, Seamus, but you're in his melee range, so just keep that in mind. As you barely dodge to the side, probably even like cuts through some of your pant leg. Doesn't actually pierce the flesh, though. And you can see that the tip of this scythe is covered with green glowing runes, and the metal is like some kind of black material. You're not exactly sure what it is. It looks like it is dripping with hate and venom. And that is the end of the Vermin Lord's turn. Which brings us to Seamus. It is now yours.
All right. How close is he to where the others are? My party.
He's kind of... He's very close. You're all within maybe 30, 40 feet of each other. So his attention seems to be focused on the thing that shot him, though.
Yeah. Is he kind of like in between?
Yeah, I would say that he's kind of right next to the platform. If you were looking at him and the platform itself, like the platform would be kind of to your right, and then he would be in front of you.
I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try it. I have a bag of black powder.
You do?
And I have a separate bag that had the blue bullets in it.
Yes, you do.
Seamus would like to take the bag of black powder, throw it, and shoot it with one of the blue bullets, and hope it explodes.
Okay. I'm assuming you're like throwing it at him.
Yes, I have one. I have Catch's pistol still loaded. Yeah, that's the only gun I have left.
All right, and you throw the powder towards him. All right. This is going to be a aimed shot. Don't you have a particular skill that lets you take aim shots with no penalties?
I can choose where to hit.
Okay. Well, in that case, then the Deadeye shot. All right. This is an aim shot. However, this is a tiny. This is considered a tiny target, so it's at a -20 just for that. So this is going to be a shot at -40, Seamus. I will say it will have good results if you pass. It will be very bad if you don't.
Oh, it's a -40. I still have some momentum left, so it cancels out a little bit. Yeah, I have 3 momentum, so it'll only be a -10.
Yep. So that's up to you.
Yeah, and we're gonna do it.
Do it.
We're in the end game, you know. I gotta do it.
Yeah, we're in the end game. Why not? Just do it.
Oh, afraid of Sigmar on this one. All right, that is going to be a 53 out of 66.
That was pretty close. All right. How much damage do you normally do with your pistol?
So Catch's pistol does a minimum of 12. Plus the success, which would have been 2 levels.
2 levels of success. All right, I will give you this then. So that's 14. All right. 12, 24. You throw out the bag, and then you draw a catcher's pistol. Boom! And the bag kind of hits the creature in the face. And it kind of looks at it for a moment. And then as it kind of is dropping down, and it gets to about its chest level, you take aim and put the round through the bag. And it, boom! Ignites and detonates. As this happens, the creature kind of stumbles backwards. You're going to deal 46 damage to the creature as it detonates, and it is lit on fire.
That's a record, bro.
I quadrupled your damage. And then there's some slight modifiers here, but yes, that might have been the most damage that you guys have ever dealt in the game. Period.
It is.
So it's significant. The Vermin Lord takes a few steps back, clutching at its chest, and looks back and forth. It looks more cowardly than it did a moment ago, almost like it hunches down. Where it was 15 feet standing tall, now it's somewhere around like maybe 12 or so, hunched over. Would you like to do anything else, Seamus?
That will be it.
That will be it, as you have the gun smoking pointed at it. And that brings us to Marius Wolf.
So I guess it just blew up over there.
Yeah, and it was well above you. You were out of the range of the explosion. Definitely felt the heat and the kind of force coming off of it, but you didn't take any damage from it. The creature looks taken aback, though, almost like it got shot with the equivalent of a cannon.
Okay. And Priscilla's loose now. Theodore's...
Nope. She's still tethered by her leg. Theodore still is working at the bind.
Okay. Marius is going to... Marius is going to charge the
Vermin Lord?
The Vermin Lord, yeah.
Do it. Make me an attack as you kind of run and kind of, assuming you like jump off of the platform.
Yeah.
Kratos style.
No, bro. Matthew McConaughey in Rain of Fire, bro.
Yeah, Rain of Fire. Rolled a 29 out of. I get? Well, let me think. It's minus.
It's just a minus 10.
Okay.
Because you're one-handed, but Marius.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 1 on his defense.
Yeah. This is it for me.
I should screenshot this. I wish I could.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving it up to you, Marius.
It doesn't matter.
Well, no, you're going to be taking. Well, you're going to be taking a critical hit. That doesn't mean you're going to die. Do you want me to roll the critical stuff, or do you want to roll it?
I'll roll it.
Okay.
A 2.
That's your head.
Yep. 12.
12. So low is good on criticals. He pulls back as you launch yourself and lashes out with the scythe, and as he does, he cleaves across your right cheek. The damage is so significant it drops you past 0.
Yeah.
And you crumple. You kind of fly past him into the crowd. And you have 1 bleeding condition. Unfortunately, you're at 0. So you go unconscious.
Well, I have Implacable. So...
Oh!
I avoid bleeding conditions.
Yes!
At least a single bleeding condition.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are bleeding, however.
Yeah.
So next round you're going to take damage. But for now you're not unconscious yet.
Well, it says I ignore wound loss from bleeding condition.
Oh, really? You just ignore the loss? Okay, well then you're just openly bleeding then. All right.
Yeah.
So you still you technically still have one. It just doesn't affect you yet. But you are at 0, so you're kind of just over there.
Yeah. Am I still in wolf form or?
Since you didn't go unconscious, yes, you'd still be in your wolf form.
Okay.
Now, while you're bleeding, you can't regain wounds.
Sure.
So, all right. There is that. So, it is now Theodore's turn.
Gonna summon. It's gonna try and reach down to the wellspring of fortitude deep within him that he's gained from the many beatings that Dragony bestowed upon him, and it's going to cut Priscilla free.
All right, give me a attack roll. You still get a plus 20 on this.
All right, we got 41 out of 45.
Okay, that is just enough. Theodore, as you and you cut free the final bond, and Priscilla quickly grabs a hold of you and kind of rolls off of the kind of elevated portion that you guys were on the platform on, and you are kind of on the essentially just the ground floor of the platform, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
She's, thank you. I knew you could do it.
For you, my sweet, I knew I could too.
Oh, Theodore. And I'm assuming that's the end of your turn, Theodore?
That's it. Yeah, I mean.
Yes. Yes,
yeah.
indeed.
He's got a knife, got a dagger on his back, bro.
So that's dagger in his back.
Yeah.
Well, let me roll for Priscilla. Okay. All right. Okay, I'll take that in mind. All right. That brings us to the Vermin Lord. It's his turn now. And he sees that Seamus is still standing there. He's kind of cowered away from you. But let's see here. He's smart enough to realize that your gun is spent. So kind of, tricksy man thing. You die! And he's going to come forward and try to kill you now. Go ahead and give me a dodge roll, please.
It's a 4.
Oh yeah, you dodged the first one.
Okay.
Give me another one.
Oh,
God damn it! You better fail this because I'm failing. I just failed this one hard.
This one's a 43. Do I get to add momentum to this one?
Yes, you would get momentum from that.
Alright, so momentum now cancels out that. So it'd be a 43 out of 52.
Just enough, you bastard. However, you're nimbly kind of one more dodge roll, Seamus, because he gets one last attack.
Oh, this is 13.
How many success levels? Important.
Oh god. 13. 4.
Out of 4. You managed to dodge the third and final strike. I mean, this gargantuan scythe just cleaving through the earth. The creature's screaming as it's kind of wailing away. There's almost no finesse to this as it's just cleaving away around you. There's earth and just debris flying all over the place as you're stumbling away. And it's your turn.
I'm going in. Sword in hand, going in.
Okay.
That's all I can do. Oh shit, that's a 10. Out of a lot.
Yeah.
A 10 out of 115.
That hits. That definitely hits. You're not shifted, are you?
No.
Okay.
This guy's gonna remember my face.
Apparently he is.
So it hits, so that is going to be 9, Okay, that's going to be a lot. That is going to be 18.
18 wounds, all right. 6, 4, 10. Damn it, man.
I'm getting really low on health, though.
Okay. The Vermin Lord cringes back as you cleave into one of his calves. You kind of you slice out very quickly up at an upward angle, and he bang. You do pull a wound from the creature. Mm-hmm. So you recover a wound. However, Seamus, you also get 2 points of corruption.
Good God.
As you cut this thing with your sword. Yeah, so there is that.
All right.
How much corruption are you at, Seamus? I'm curious.
7.
You are getting really close to mutating, Seamus, just so you know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that will bring us now to the top of the round with Marius Wolf. You are prone, Marius.
Yes, I am.
And bleeding. What would you like to do?
Can I heal myself while I'm prone?
Yeah, you can. You can still do everything. However, you're a wolf. So go ahead and give me an endurance check. We'll do it that way. Just like we did for the poison.
16 out of... Sorry, my dog is being crazy. 16 out of 60.
Okay, you do manage to recover from the bleeding. However, you have another point of exhaustion.
Okay.
So you have 2 points now. And so the conditions are removed, but you're still at 0, so you can't stand up yet, unfortunately.
Okay. Do I heal at the end of the round?
Yes, at the end of the round you will heal. You will regain wounds because of your nature.
That's all I can do.
All right. Then Theodore, would you like to do anything in this moment?
I would either try to crawl. Can I try to grab the dagger in my back? I don't really.
Theodore's a gun boy.
Feasible.
He's not doing it. I'm telling you right
Yeah.
now. He's not getting it.
Yeah. It just seemed.
Yeah. You and he doesn't have any heal skills. He's just a kid. He's just a teenage boy.
He's gonna crawl over closer to Priscilla and my sweet. I know that when Bragdine shows up, he will honor my memory in a beautiful poem and tell the world of my love for you. Goodbye, my love. He probably maybe close his eyes, just kind of unconscious. I don't really know what else I could do, really. What he would do.
Okay, all right. Is he kind of is resting there? He just kind of closes his eyes very dramatically. And Priscilla's like, no, and shaking him, and you're not unconscious. You're just kind of closing your eyes.
Okay.
because you're not going unconscious yet. You are getting close to dying, though. I think one more round, and you will be dead unless you recover a wound soon somehow.
Okay.
However, it is now Priscilla's turn. Oh my God! Critical success on the heal check because Priscilla may or may not have learned a lot of tricks from her mother's trade. And if you remember, Lady Sarah used to patch up Marius all the time. So she manages to pull the dagger out of Theodore's back and I will say you are stabilized currently. She's like, no, not yet.
You saved me.
No, you saved me. And then she's going to kiss you, Theodore. Deeply.
No, he kisses her back.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Very passionately.
You hear a roar off to the
side. As he's looking back and he's like, no! He sees it happening. I can't die here! And then... oh, shit. That is going to bring us now to the Vermin Lord's turn. I didn't skip your turn, did I, Seamus?
No, I am after him, I think. Like, right after him.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just making sure. All right. I need you to dodge 3 more attacks, Seamus.
All right. Oh, shit. First one is a 55.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
Luckily, my momentum is a 62.
Okay, all right. So the first one, you're going to actually damage him. Let's go ahead and roll. I'll roll for this. Well, do you want to roll for it, or do you want me to roll for it?
If I want to damage him, though, I don't want to get mutated.
It's too late now. Well, I will say this. You could do a dodge, if you'd like.
Yeah, I thought I was dodging.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was a dodge. My bad. With a critical, what would you like to happen? Or would you like him to... So essentially, I'm using this as kind of like a fumble on his part.
Yeah.
So he can either be out of position, like a negative to his next 2 attacks, or you can kind of set him up to give yourself advantage on attacks the next round. Or you can kind of steer him in a certain direction. The choice is yours. What would you like to do?
We'll go with giving him the negatives.
Okay. And with that, let me see here. Let me roll a d. Okay. All right. He'll have a -10 to his next 2 attacks. So go ahead and give me another dodge roll.
Shit. It's an 85.
Out of?
It's like 62, 72,
okay.
I think.
Okay. You have any fate left?
I have nothing left.
All right. This is going to be 18 wounds, Seamus. Oh, excuse me. I lied. 22 wounds.
Jesus, I would... Oh, at full health, that would have got me.
Yeah, as it slashes across your chest. Now, you still have your toughness and your armor, if you have any. However, this weapon ignores armor, so it's just your toughness.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish it was enough.
All right. Unfortunately, that drops you to 0, so we're going to roll critical wounds now. Do you want to roll it, or do you want me to roll it?
I'll roll it.
Go and roll the first
21?
one. 21 is... I want to say that's your arm. That's your left arm. Roll me one more.
71.
That's you. That was the one you did not want to roll. That's high. The blow crushes your elbow. Just shatters it. Your left elbow explodes. Pretty much as you as the scythe comes down and pierces through the flesh. You have a broken arm, an extreme broken arm that's going to need surgery and setting. That arm is useless. Luckily, you're right-handed, Seamus, so you don't drop your sword. But your left arm is limp at your side, and you're chucked into the crowd, and you are at 0 wounds, so you are just laying there, almost defenseless.
Yes.
And seeing you defenseless, the creature is going to take a few steps forward. Now, you die! And you need to make me another dodge roll, Seamus. Real quick, let me make sure on prone.
Oh, I rolled low.
You have a minus 20 to all. Well, hold on one second. No, opponents just get a plus 20 to hit you. So,
Okay.
all right, you're good on that. Okay, what'd you get? What'd you
I rolled
get?
a 41.
Okay. Oh, how many success levels is it?
Oh, what's my negatives? Since I'm at 0, I don't know if like poison still plays a factor or not.
Oh shit! You're still poisoned. Hold on
Yeah,
one second.
bro.
Let me hold on.
Ugh.
If you reach 0 when you're poisoned, you cannot heal
Let's just
any
say
wounds.
it doesn't. Let's just say it doesn't.
You fall unconscious. Nope, you're still at a minus 20.
Then it's a 41 out of 22.
2 levels of success.
Failure.
Oh, 2 levels of failure. Seamus, this is going to bite into you. So we're going to roll another critical wound. Do you want to roll it or do you want me to roll it?
I'll roll it. I'll be the person of my own demise here. It's an 80.
80 is your left leg. Roll me one more.
Oh, you said roll low. It's 80 and a 1.
A 1 is good.
Yes.
'Tis but a scratch. 1 bleeding condition, which means you go unconscious, Seamus. As it comes in and it slices in. Not too heavily though into your left leg. And blood starts to kind of pour out, and as it does, your eyes kind of roll into the back of your head, and you just go limp. And the creature standing over the top of you, and kind of looking about, chittering. That is the end of his turn. It's now your turn, Seamus. Unfortunately, let me see here on poison. When you go unconscious when you're poisoned, there's special things.
2 poisons and a bleeding.
Oh, it's only a number of rounds. Okay, so you're okay on the poison conditions for now. So, I need you to... Well, I need you to roll a D100 to see if you die from bleeding. You have to roll below a 90.
It's a 47.
Okay, you're good on that. Now I need you to roll me an endurance test.
It's a 91.
Is it a failure?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're not able to remove the 2 remaining poison conditions, and so you are still poisoned. You have... Isn't your toughness is 5, isn't it? 50?
Yes.
So you have 4 more rounds to heal yourself before you die no matter what, even though this creature's probably going to kill you next round. So, yes, regardless. There is that. All right. Moving on from that. At the top of the round, Marius Wolf, it is your turn.
Well, I have health now.
You do. So you're able to stand, and I will say you're able to make it to the creature if you'd like.
Yeah, I would. This is it. So I'm trying to attack him, I guess.
Okay.
So.
Go ahead and give me the attack roll.
All right. Oh shit! I rolled a 30, bro.
God damn it!
Out of 53.
Okay, how much damage is that?
That would be 20 damage plus armor piercing. And if it matters, it's Dringizan, I don't know.
It is. I know.
Right.
Believe me, I know.
All right.
This is so even though this is a demon, this is still a Skaven-like creature. Mm-hmm. And due to the nature of this is the first time you're able to penetrate it with Dringizan. Damage is doubled with Dringizan when you attack this creature with it. So you said it was a 20?
Yeah, critical 20.
So that 40. Is 40 damage. to the creature. How would you like to do this, Marius Wolf?
Oh shit! I guess as he's kind of like leering over Seamus, just like run, and Kratos, Matthew McConaughey pick style.
Mm-hmm.
And then just kind of crack in the back of his head and kind of bring him down,
Yeah, he's over the top of Seamus. Seamus is like about to die. You can see the creature like lumbering over him, and you just kind of, what do you like, scale up his back? Just
I kind of picture him kind of like looking down at Seamus about to attack him, and then like through Seamus's eyes, just kind of from like the side of his head, just like this large wolf comes in and just kind of like clotheslines him with his pick and like pulls him off to the right and just slams him down the ground, and then is just then just gonna be hacking away with the pick multiple times to make sure he's dead. Yeah.
And within moments, you smashing over and over and over, and the creature is still and dead. Sealberg has been saved.
If there's any cultists left, Marius is going to butcher as many as he can.
There are none left.
Okay.
They are all either fleed or they've all been butchered already.
Okay.
The Chaos Moon begins to wane. The green light begins to set aside. The sun is beginning to rise. The town is in a shattered state. But as the glow and warmth of a new day dawns, the old world is safe. Thanks to the efforts of a few good men. And that is the end of the campaign, boys. However,
oh hell yeah!
You guys finished. You finished. We will do an epilogue
Nice.
as to what is going to transpire with all the loose threads that we have kind of dangling out there. Well, at least some of the loose threads, and kind of where you guys. We're going to do a couple rolls to see where you guys end up.
Someone crack open the beer.
Somebody crack open the beer. Get it open. So, the city begins to recover after this. I will say this, though. Marius, after Seamus is stabilized, Theodore is also stabilized. Little Priscilla is safe. You know that. You go to move back towards the Thaggy, and you find Thordoom Amberbelly with his back to you, standing amongst a field of dead cultists, all of them dead. And as you move up towards him, he doesn't move. You move around to the side, and he's just standing there, stoically, died on his feet.
Oh, we're badass.
But with his death, you are left something, Marius. You are brought a last will and testament by the new head of Sealberg, Mr. Krieger, who has taken over the duties of governor.
Oh, Jesus.
After the demise of the treacherous Freeze. And it is a last will and testament of Thordoom Amberbelly, giving you the Silver Thaggy for protection. Naming you his benefactor. And you are also gifted a sizable sum of money. And Marius, I would like to know where your story ends for Marius Wolf. what happens between him and Priscilla, and where do you see him moving forward in the next 10, 20, 30 years?
Obviously he's probably heartbroken with the death of Sarah. He would try to, bury his friends and family. He would definitely have a hole in his heart after Sarah's death, and but then he would, try to push forward and watch over little Priscilla, and I guess Theodore, even though, Theodore's personality has changed as of late, and
strange how that happens.
Started talking a little like Bragadine. I don't know. It was weird.
It was strange, wasn't it?
But he would try to go forward with his plan to try to bridge a trade or a cooperation with some of the dwarves, to try to fill the hole that Mr. Gold left, And
why don't you give me a roll here?
Okay,
Marius?
What am I rolling?
Let's do a charm roll.
Charm. Okay.
Those dwarves do not think you're attractive.
I mean, I'm an attractive man. I've got dwarf friendship. I rolled a 38 out of 53.
I will say that you, through your ties with Thordum and taking over the Thagi, you are known as Dwarf Friend. And you do, in fact, end up establishing a stout trade with the nearby Dwarven Carrick Norn, in the Grey Mountains. And Sealburg begins to thrive, due mostly in part to your efforts. Now, is this a place you grow old, Marius? Or do you become restless at any point?
Marius, I don't know if Seamus would come with him or not. I'll have to ask.
Well, we'll be going to Seamus here in a moment.
But Marius would try to, at some point, during, the aftermath of this, probably relatively soon after he buries his wife and his friends like Otto and, some of the other people who died in the town, he would take Bragadine back to Bretonia at some point, or at least try to get back there.
We were going to stop right there before we do that.
Okay.
All right. Well, yeah, we're going to stop right there if you're trying to bring Bragadine back. Theodore. Where do you see Theodore's story playing out?
I see Theodore definitely has a budding relationship with Priscilla, but he also, I'm sure, is heartbroken and possibly deep inside greatly relieved at the death of Bragadine. He hopefully will probably latch on to Marius a little bit, being kind of the father figure. He was such a good man, and the great tales that Priscilla has told him, and also, though, to honor his former master, and especially as his, because I think, if I remember, the last thing Bragadine said to him was like, "Hey, you're a good boy," that kind of stuff, and actually tried to lift him up.
It's true, he did.
Is accompany, if Marius allows it, accompany Marius to return Bragadine's body to his home.
Okay. I will now inform the both of you that after the remnants of the fight, Bragadine's corpse cannot be found.
Oh.
It's gone.
Would we have any clues about where it went?
Can't find it. Don't have no idea where it went or how it happened.
Well, can Can we go to Seamus for a sec? You know,
No, bro.
We'll
Don't
go to
Seamus.
Yeah, go to Seamus.
Let's keep going with this one.
Go with Seamus.
Let's keep going with this.
Now, well, I do. We will need to touch on Seamus before we go forward with anything else. Seamus McCready, you have an interesting tale to be told here. You have a tainted soul. You have spent a lot of time, many years, in contact with dark magics. You also may or may not have made a pact with a very powerful Lamian vampire. And she comes a-calling. Oh yeah. Lady Montague comes after the battle to collect her due. What does Seamus do?
This is directly after the battle?
This would be after the battle, yes.
I mean, Seamus would fulfill on his end.
She is... So I want to explain this to you. She plans on turning you into a vampire servant for all eternity. Does Seamus do this?
Yeah, I mean, Seamus doesn't back out of his deals.
Okay.
Now, assuming this is going to be over a period of time, or is it going to be, like, quick?
This is like you're here one day, and then she comes to collect you, and you disappear from town, and no one ever hears from you again, kind of thing.
Okay. Seamus will accept because he doesn't back out of his stuff. But before that happens, I'm assuming there's some type of service for Thordoom. We at least bury him somewhere.
You could, yes. I will say, especially with Marius's things with the dwarves, they offer to bury them in a vault deep below Carrick Norn, where they're going to give him an honorable burial after his death, his honorable death as a slayer, and he actually is going to be buried.
Whenever that happens, if it happens before or after the turning, I would either leave the Thunderer with those dwarves and Thordoom, or I leave it with Marius, and then I would disappear.
There's one more thread, Seamus, before you make your decision to disappear.
Okay.
You would also see there is a young woman with an eye patch after the battle. Little Abby, 3 fingers, all grown up. Did a fair share of fighting during the battle herself. Finally freed the town. And is looking like she's going to become a prominent member in Sealburg itself at some point. Free of all of the very damning charges that were mostly baseless and put upon her by the governor. Now, she's done her fair share of bad things, but Seamus, she approaches you and she offers to run away with you. You have a choice to make. The Lady Montague or the Bandit 3 Fingers. Or perhaps you go your own way.
Seamus would tell her that our paths go different directions.
Okay. And you still go with the Vampiress Montague. All right.
Made a deal. Made a pact with them.
You made a deal. She looks upset when you deliver the news, and shortly afterwards you visit the Silk Canary, and you are taken beneath the Canary in a room that Bragadine's familiar with, or was. And you're subjected to a kind of ritual. No one knows where you are. If Marius comes looking for you, he can't find you. He thinks you've disappeared completely. No one can find you anywhere. Then there are rumors, months, years later, about a man, a thing, a creature of the night, with a sword, likes to collect heads. At the right-hand side of a very potent lady of the night herself. As the former bounty hunter, Seamus McCready, the headsman, goes by a new moniker. What would that moniker be?
Oof, I don't know. I haven't had time to think about this. I don't know. Oh.
We'll just call him... We'll just go with the headsman for now. We'll think of it later. We'll put it down in the comment section. But... Which brings us back to... what was going on with Marius and Theodore at your conundrum with the missing corpse of Bragadin Benoit. Theodore, how long do you pursue this?
A few weeks. Just trying to figure out, because I imagine that the city's having to be rebuilt.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a gossip roll, Theodore. So it just has to be under 25 because you're not... Well, you know what? You're a local. Give me a plus 20 to this. So it'll be below a 45.
All right. Well, I rolled 15, so... I got it.
All right. It takes more than a couple weeks, Theodore. Do you stay in Sealburg?
Yeah.
With Priscilla and Marius?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will say that since Marius has kind of already done his thing, at some point, and it's up to you what you want to do with this information, Theodore. Years later, you're a man at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You hear whispers that something has happened in Bretonia. Far, far away. A house has risen that was thought long dead. What do you do with this information, Theodore?
I speak with Marius about it. Look for a little guidance, but tell him that I feel that I must investigate. I would owe it to Bragadin to see if these rumors are true.
Okay. And Marius, you are given this information. You have a bar to run. You have a town that you've become a very important member of that look to you for guidance, for leadership. Krieger, while the governor, cannot manage much around here outside of that. Little Abby, the bandit formerly known as Three Fingers, has taken over the duties of the head of the watch, Otto's old position. While trade and commerce has fallen upon your shoulders, Marius, the former position of Mr. Gold, now Marius Wolf. You have duties to the city, but should you shirk them, you could join Theodore, if you so choose.
Question, bro. You know, does Priscilla show any wolf-like tendencies?
No, she does not.
She's not, okay. First off, I know this wasn't really the question you asked, but Marius, over the years, would definitely be trying to train Priscilla or Theodore, or both. If they're a couple, then he would train them both. But if they don't become a couple, then he would just train Priscilla.
I don't know, Theodore. What do you think?
Theodore definitely is interested in that. He definitely looks for that kind of father figure. But at the same time, he knows that he feels he must do some kind of deed of greatness before he can truly ask Priscilla for her hand.
Okay, all right, that's what I was going to ask. So you would have been dating for a long time, courting for a long time at this point.
Yeah.
So go on, Marius.
Marius would be training both of them at some point over the years in preparation, and telling them that our family is cursed and that they must prepare for demons to
it's true.
come after them.
It's very true.
And so he would use all of his resources that he could to help train them in that.
All right.
In preparation for that.
That's fine.
As far as if he would go, if he knew there was a house of Bragadine, you know.
Well, you just heard that there was a house that was no longer there, that has rearisen. Mm-hmm. That's all. That's the only information you get. It's very nondescript.
Even though Marius cherishes his hometown, he would still feel like he would have an obligation at some point. He would talk with Krieger, and the town leadership that he would have to go.
Okay.
I'll
say Marius is beginning to get old. This is 10, 15 years later, something like that. Mm-hmm. He's not a young man by any means anymore. He's getting into his 40s. And in this time, that would, he's starting to show his age. Still strong though. It's true. Physical specimen. Still strong. But I'm assuming you and Theodore decide that you're going to make a pilgrimage to the old lands of the Bonneau estate.
Mm-hmm.
As you do, you use your contacts through the dwarves to give safe passage through the underworld very quickly. And Marius, you remember most of the lands that you traveled through over here in Bretonnia. You're able to take Theodore to the old castle. Before you get to the castle, though, you come across several towns that are just empty, vacant. You come across a few wayward travelers passing by that tell you whispers of a darkness in the lands of Bretonnia. That you should not go there. You should flee. You should leave. There's nothing but death. Do you press forward?
Yeah, Marius would press forward.
All right. You make it to the Chateau de Bonneau. The town of Pig's Gutter was never rebuilt. But there are signs that these lands were occupied by another house at some point in the distant past. But their raiments and armor are all that litter some of the fields nearby, where it looks like they were butchered and never reclaimed, left to rust. As you get close to the chateau, the portcullis is open. The drawbridge is down. It seems vacant. It seems empty. You and Theodore both move in to the entryway. Approach the large door. open it to enter the castle proper. You see the familiar stairs to your left, Marius, and the grand hall up ahead. You push through the final set of doors, and you're in the grand hall. It is set up with almost as if a banquet was to be sat at any moment. There's no food, there's just places. At the end of the hall, there are 2 chairs, thrones. You see a woman. Hair white, skin alabaster porcelain-like. Eyes gray, but almost red now. The Lady Emma. And beside her, in his own chair, the smiling grin of Lord Bragadine Bonneau. And that, my friends, is where we are going to officially end the campaign of Rise of the Forsaken.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Bittersweet, bittersweet.
So, leave it to your imagination what happens after that.
Bragadine kills Marius.
Yeah. He might. I don't know.
Come
I don't know.
closer.
Yeah.
Marius would tear them apart. And
He might. He might. But
he would say sorry
man.
beforehand,
Per usual,
What
we
was
will do.
What was the servant's name? Was he still alive? Did they?
Francois.
Francois comes stumbling down the stairs. He's a zombie. He's a zombie now. Yeah, zombie servant.
Marius shoves him aside, out of the way. Frank's down again.
But per usual, we'll do favorite moments of the night, guys. Closing comments if you have any. We'll start with old Jumbo Smooth.
Oh man, it was a great campaign. I loved it. It's a lot different role play than D&D, and a lot different mechanics and such. I had a real fun time. I really loved this game you put on, bro. So you did a great job. Favorite moment for this specific session would probably be when Seamus pulled a Jaws, and threw that bag in.
I know. I know it.
Smile, you son of a bitch, and then shot it. 46 damage. That was a ton of damage. So
yeah, it was. It was like a cannon blast. It was impressive.
I enjoyed it.
How about we move down to old Doobie 209? Favorite moments of the nights and closing comments, closing remarks.
Gosh, favorite moment is probably Marius, saving the day one last time. He's been there since day one. He saved everyone's lives at the end. Otherwise, probably would have been a TPK.
It's true. It was close.
Even with the natural one against him, he still powered through.
I know, bastard.
I mean, to make it easy.
No.
But yeah, I knew nothing about Warhammer when I did this. I didn't even know Warhammer existed. Until I joined on session 4.
Yeah,
so
it was something like that. Mm-hmm.
I was learning on the fly, and luckily, both Thick and Smooth were educating me with the lore and everything as we go. And now I play Warhammer 2 all the time. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting into the book, so it opened up a whole new world for me. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. And how about old Pierce Galactic? Closing comments, sir. Favorite moments?
Man, I got a few of both. One of my favorite moments was when Seamus. I was like, "That's brilliant!" Throw the bag and use the special bullet, and that was fantastic. That really that was awesome. Another one of my favorite moments was getting to play Theodore, and I could just hear the shock and surprise and hilarity and the voice, and just not even seeing their faces. I was like, oh, just being able to, oh, Mr. Marius, you're back. But I did not expect there to be an undead Lord Bragadine back in his old home, and that jumped to the top of my list. Yeah, that was definitely my favorite moment there. Just the idea of him and his sister ruling over. Well, I don't really know if they had any people to rule over, but just ruling over that area and just I don't know. I thought that was awesome. I really, really enjoy the game. We all play D&D together. I've been a 40K fan since like the early '90s, but never really got into the role play or fantasy. And it was just once we started this, I like DB209. I've been reading all these old lore books, and I just never realized just how much I really enjoyed this game. So it was just, you're an amazing game master. I mean, we're a tight group, so we meld well together. But it's just got really great rules. I think the gameplay itself is just really conducive to just fun, and there's that grimdark aspect, which you just kind of expect everything to turn to shit. So it actually adds like I don't know, it makes it funny. So I don't know. I've really had a great time. I'm gonna miss it. So hope there'll be more campaigns in the future.
Yeah.
So in fact, I've been going back to old. I'm actually listening to Tarkag.
Oh yeah.
During the day, yeah, because I'm working at home now. So during the day, I've been going back through all the old, the entire thing, the entire campaign. So which you should all do too, viewers.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. We've been, this is I've never DM'd. This is my first campaign I ever DM'd. Period. So. For it to last as long as it had and finally end, this has been very bittersweet for me personally. But, man, I had fun doing it. I'm glad you guys had fun. And I just liked being able to have some closure, but not too much closure. So you can still kind of use your imagination as to how everyone's stories might have finally unfolded in the very end. A lot of things happened. A lot of things happened in the last few moments that really changed the course of these characters' lives. Marius lost his wife. Several positions were vacated in the Sealburg kind of upper management. Seamus decided he was going to go through with his deal to become an undead vampire servant. Didn't expect that at all. There was just so many things that I enjoyed in the long run, and man, I had fun, guys.
I think to throw it out there, my favorite overall moments of the campaign, it's a toss up between the whole Bretonian saga. Mm-hmm. That was great stuff, and then. The broken jaw in Napone really altered. It altered where Seamus was going, but the Bretonia stuff was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. I will say, so unfortunately, this is it. This is Rise of the Forsaken. It's done, but we will be doing another campaign. However. It's going to be about a month or so away from now, and it is actually going to be a D&D campaign. I'm going to be running one in a world that I'm making from scratch. Well, have made from scratch. Been working on it for a little while, just to give Warhammer a little bit of a break. So if all of you out there enjoy the role playing, you like us as role players, we're also going to be adding another member to the cast, and it is also, though it is going to be D&D, it's going to be 5e. It is definitely going to be a more darker version because I'm the DM, and that's just how it's going to be every time. So it's going to be a little more realistic than most campaigns that you guys see. Well, realistic, quote unquote. still magic and whatnot. But hopefully you guys will join us for that one. So stay tuned for that, and go ahead and leave us comments down in the comment section on what you thought of the campaign and how everything ended up turning out. And man, I would like to say thank you on behalf of myself and of the players for watching, for enjoying, for commenting. We love the support and would just like to say thank you. And hopefully we see you in our next campaign that we start not too far from now. As usual, I have been Jumbo Thick. Thank you very much for watching, and this has been Rise of the Forsaken for the last time. Have a good day.